Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial. In this one we're gonna see how we install Python on Mac and how we set up and configure all those things. So let's bring up our terminal the first thing, and the surprise here is that Mac by default comes with Python. So let's say this Python -v and it shows me right 2.7.1. So this is the version that my Mac came up with. You guys might have a different version of Python. So this is it there, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to install anything right now. We're going to install the latest version of Python because this course is related to Python 3.x. So we're not going to work on Python 2.7. So we will install the latest Python version and we will work on that only. So, and we will see how we can utilize that. So we're not going to uninstall anything from Mac. We're not going to uninstall 2.7 because the system might have some applications that internally might be using Python 2.7 and we don't want to disturb any of the system applications. So let's bring up the browser, the first thing, and just say google.com and let's say download Python, right? So we're gonna go to the python.org, the official website downloads place, and I'm gonna click on this, and right now it shows download Python 3.5.1. So this is the current version when I'm making the video. You guys might see it differently, but definitely it's gonna be higher than 3.5. So just go ahead and download this version, and I'm just gonna close the browser right now. When you download this version, you're gonna see a package. So this is the kind of package that you're gonna see: Python 3.5 dot whatever version you're gonna download and .pkg. So just double click it and go through the process. It's pretty straightforward, same as we do in Windows or Mac, anything. And you're gonna end up downloading the Python 3.5, installing the Python 3.5 on your Mac system. So once you are done, what's gonna happen is I created a small document for you guys. So this is the Python Mac setup. Once you install the Python 3.5 from the package, check your bash profile and check the location where it got installed. So by default Python updates your bash profile, but in case it does not, you just go ahead and update to that. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to open the bash.profile.bash profile. So bash profile, this is how it looks like, right? So what happens is, forget about all these things, don't even consider the top things. So here is what we're gonna be interested in. So this is setting path for Python 3.5. This is something that Python by default, it just adds to your bash profile when it installs Python. So it's just gonna add it to your bash profile. So, and it's gonna save the original one somewhere else. So what's gonna happen is, this is the path: library, frameworks, python.framework, versions 3.5 on bin, and then it's gonna append the path and then export it. So this is gonna be set up on your own. If it doesn't set up, just do this thing, but please first verify where your Python is. It should be most likely here, and just try to look into the path similar to this one. So let's copy this, and I'm gonna show you what this location is. So let's copy this and let's come out of this place. So cd, let's go to this location, right? So if we ls here, we see a lot of things, right? So let's go to bin folder and let's ls here. So it shows me all the things, right? Easy install, IDLE 3.5, pip3, pip3.5, and all those things, Python 3, all those things. So basically this is the Python 3.5. Cool. This is where it got installed, and it by default comes with pip. And I'm going to talk in the later lectures what is pip, and it's going to be really an important tool. And so this is it, right? So once we do it, our Python is installed, set up. Now we have to still use it, right? So, but if I say Python -v, it shows me 2.7. So how do I use it? So let's say Python and then 3 and -v. So now it shows me Python 3.5 version. So by default, if we say Python 3, it's gonna have access to Python 3.5. But we don't want to do it, right? Every time I don't want to, if I want to enter into the Python shell, I don't want to do it. So let's say if I do this Python, I enter into the Python shell, right? And it is 2.7. So I don't want to do that thing, right? So to get into the Python 3 shell, I have to say this Python 3, and I enter into the Python 3.5 shell. It's there. Now I can perform actions in something like Python 3. I can do anything. So it shows me like this is just a normal thing. Don't worry about all these things. Yeah, but I can just perform any actions in Python 3.5 shell. But let's not do this as well, right? Because we want to be just using Python. We want to just type Python, and we want Python 3.5 by default to act, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a virtual environment. This is a tool, or you can call it a package or module that's there in Python, which allows us to use multiple Python versions on the same system. So we're gonna see how we're gonna install it, right? So this is the command to install it, pip install virtual env. So guys, just go ahead and do this thing. I'm not gonna do this because I already have it, so I don't need to install virtual environment right now. What I'm gonna do right now is this thing. We're gonna activate the virtual environment so we can be in the Python 3.5 virtual environment, and we'll be working in Python 3.5. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a directory, or maybe I might have it. So let's say if I have a directory called BP, so I do have, but I'm gonna create, let's say I'm gonna create one more. So let's create a directory called var, yeah, vat env, something like that. That's good enough, right? So I'm just gonna create this directory. So mkdir vit env. So right now I have this directory. Now I'm gonna do something like this. Just follow the command, right? So sudo virtual env, because this is the module that we install, -p, and we're gonna say Python 3. That's what we're using, and the target folder is vit env. The target folder is the one that we just created. As soon as I'm gonna do that, hit enter, it's gonna ask me for my password. So I'm just gonna enter the password while we talk, and it just installs few things, setup tools, pip, wheel, done, right? So right now our virtual environment is set up. Now how do we activate it? To activate it, this is the command to follow. So let's put the command source, and my target folder is vit, right? And then go to bin and then activate. So as soon as I do that, let's hit enter, I get into a virtual environment, and this is the symbol that shows that I'm in a virtual environment. So let's bring that into the middle of the screen. So now let's type python -v. Now we want to find the version of Python, right? Hit enter, it shows Python 3.5. So by default, now I am inside a virtual environment and I am accessing Python 3.5 here. So that's all. Now if I type Python, I am already in Python 3.5 shell, right? So I don't have to type Python 3 or anything separately, and it actually separates your by default Python environment 2.7 from Python 3.5. So it's really good for the system as well. So this is pretty much it for this one, right? So what we did is we installed Python, we set up a virtual environment, so we can use Python 3.5 in conjunction with Python 2.x. So guys, just go ahead, this is gonna be there on the web. Just go ahead and follow this tutorial. I would highly recommend not to copy paste anything, because these dashes and slashes, they might differ in some encoding, right? When we copy from Word or PDF and then paste in terminal, sometimes they might not work. So just don't copy these parts, better type them. It's just gonna be getting rid of some hassle from your side, so it's gonna be good. So that's pretty much it, guys. Just go ahead, install the Python, and stay tuned for the next lectures, guys. Thanks for attending this one. Thank you.